Okay, so today, this is a 1976 LE Coupe, Monaro, I guess, two-door. And one of the problems with it is that the carburetor, which is a Quadrajet, the whole thing's standard, from standard exhaust through to standard manifold. Bit of a leak there, but the whole thing's pretty standard. The issue is that I think that the carburetor is boiling after a bit of a run, and then it stops at a set of lights. And what I've been doing is just adjusting the idle to try and lift it up to try and get more fuel through the carb, so that it doesn't sort of stall at a set of lights, but you know, it doesn't seem to have worked that well. So what I'm doing today is I'm going to install this Prestolite Performance Mr. Gasket, which fits, it's 1 inch, and it fits all Quadrajet carburetors, and it looks something like this, so it's quite thick. It's in the box. It's got a couple of gaskets and all new studs. So first thing I'm going to do is remove all of the hoses and try and remember where they all go. That's why I'm taking this video, so I can remember where they go. And I'm obviously going to try and get as much off the Carby as I can so that I can undo the 4 bolts. Let me try that again. 1, 2, and then there's 2 at the back. 3 and 4. All right, so yeah, we'll see how we get on. Oh, I've also got on to do the fuel as well. Cool. Okay, now I think I've got everything disconnected, so I've taken off, I think it's like a choke system there, which helps advance the throttle a little bit. I've actually just taken off the whole bracket, taken off the entire bracket because I didn't want to get this wire off here. It's really annoying. Fuel's out, that was easy. All the hoses are off, including this guy has actually just popped him out from the rocker cover. And then I've had also to disconnect the auto choke or whatever that thing is on there. I honestly don't know what that does, but it's, oh yeah, it looks like it chokes some description that runs out of the manifold. Down there you can see it comes out. And I don't think there's anything else connected. So at the moment what we can do now is get stuck into taking the bolts off the quaddy. All right, next stop is that. Okay, so luckily these the studs at this stage don't seem to be Loctited in, so what I've been able to do is just put 2 bolts together, and then you can see, if I get in there, 2 bolts that were sort of on it, and then that's turning the stud. So hopefully, oh no, it's not. All right, so I've just got to tighten those up a bit more, but the idea is to kind of lock those together, and then you can undo that stud, pull it out. Okay, so everything's out. I might just give this a quick little polish up or tidy up, and then take out the paper out, and take out the paper of course, and then we'll pop the spacer on and the gaskets as well obviously, and then the Carby goes back on. We'll fit it all up and fire up and see how we go. Yeah, okay, so with the studs too, we don't have to do the double nut this time. We can just screw it down to the bottom and then just tighten these up into there. Spot. Hopefully we don't thread it, so I don't want to go too crazy. I'm just going to tighten up nice and firm. I don't know what the torque wrench settings are for this, but I'm just going to do it firm. And yeah, hopefully that'll, I don't think we need to go totes crazy. I hope. Let's give that a bit of a spin. And then just make sure you don't drop anything down the holes. No little bits of metal or anything like that, because they can damage your cylinders. It's actually going in quite a long way, and it still feels like it wants to go. It doesn't feel like it's threading anything, so I've probably got a bit more to go on the other side as well. So interesting how this works. Oh, that's starting to nip up now. Feel that. Oh no. A bit more. Sorry guys, it's boring as shit, isn't it? Let's, oh no. I feel like I'm drilling into the cylinder head. Oh, sorry, into the top of the engine. It's going to hit the camshaft pretty soon if I keep going at this rate. All right, so that's good. Right, now we're starting to get somewhere. Yeah, okay. So that's the other side's got to go a lot deeper as well. So yeah, they do go all the way in. Okay, so once you've got it in the hole, you're probably going to, obviously if you tighten up that nut too much, as soon as you start to try and undo it, the stud starts coming out. So it's a good idea to grab the stud with a pair of multi-grips, and then that'll easily pop off without the stud moving and staying insecure. Okay, so the studs are all securely in, and obviously the gasket, you've got to be a little bit careful with the gasket. You don't want to tear it as you're trying to put it on, because it's a reasonably tight fit, but it's got on pretty well. So next up is the spacer, which is this guy. Interestingly, it's kind of got these nice little pockets in there as well to help with the insulation. Geez, I hope this works. Anyway, so this is a pretty self-explanatory. It's only going to fit one way. So we'll just drop that straight on top of the studs. And that just drops straight on there like that. So I'll grab the other gasket. That pops on there. Oops. Sorry. Make sure you line it up properly. See that one. That's it. 2, 3, 4. Okay, that looks to that fits. Not bad, not bad, not perfect, but pretty good. That'll do. All right, so let's get the carb back on. And we've hit our first snag. So down in there is that little adjuster for what looks to be the, I'm not even sure what it's for, but anyway, it's down there. I'm not a Carby guy, so I'm not really sure what half this shit does, but basically what it's done is it's hitting the top of the spacer and that's causing a gap, which is pretty bad because then I've got no studs to zip up to. So that one's sitting really, that one's probably the best of the lot down there. So it looks like we're going to have to flip the spacer upside down, I think, and yeah, hopefully it'll work a bit better on the other side. There seems to be a lot more clearance on this side. Doesn't look like there to be anything there that's going to hit it, so let's try that. Okay, so we've flipped it upside down, and now we've got that little bit that's sticking out on the right hand side, facing the back of the car from the front. Looks a bit odd, but anyway, let's just pop the gaskets on there and see if the Carby fits now. Okay, well that seemed to fix it, sort of. Looks like I've drilled the stud too deeply and I don't have enough there to bolt it down. So I'm going to have to take the whole lot off and just lift that stud up a little bit and then use the torque of the bolts to try and get that sucker down and tie the whole thing down flat. But on the back it looks pretty good. Those studs there, that one's out enough and that guy's out enough too to get purchased. So off she comes. We'll just pull that guy out a little bit more and then I'll get it back to this point and hopefully that stud sticks out a bit more and then we'll pop the washers on there and the nuts and we'll hook everything back up and get her started. Okay, that's going to do the trick, sort of. It's not perfect, but I think I can get enough with a washer and a nut on there. It should give me enough to hold the thing down. Everything looks right at the back. So let's hook it up and we'll get everything screwed up and ready to go. Okay, so I think I've got everything hooked up, I hope. I've got the spring back on the accelerator cable. It's all hooked back up there. That gap looks a lot bigger than what it was, so I don't know, it shouldn't be any different. The only other sort of thing to consider is for our auto choke, I've had to add an extra bit of hose there to get that to connect because it's lifted up so high that it won't reconnect. It was sort of sitting out from its sleeve. Everything else hooked up fine, so the only thing I'm worried about now is when I put the air filter back on, is it going to hit that? So, I don't know. Let's find out what the clearance looks like. Okay, air filter's back on. I haven't tested it yet, but let's see if it, the lid shuts. Okay, the good news is it shuts fine, so let's start it. Okay, let's see what happens.